All right, so welcome everybody to session number 3. The pair that we're going to go over right now is going to be USDJPY. I have done a complete full chart breakdown with USDJPY, but it was, oh, look, literally 6 months ago to the dot, to the T. So I think it's definitely worth it that that I do that, that I go over this now. I think it's just smart, right? So I'm just going to show you my actual chart right now, and then from there you're going to see that it's kind of going to look the exact same as we proceed. And I think right now, as far as UJ is definitely in like a pretty interesting space. The reason why I say that is because, and mind you, like if you're looking for extra videos and stuff like that, there's many videos on our YouTube, FX Pro Now. You can be able to find us on YouTube. You can be able to find us on our actual website, fxpronow.com. Also, we have a Facebook, FX Pro Now, and then also a Telegram, FX Pro Now, so you can be able to gain access to all of our information from there. So it's kind of like jumbled with a lot of stuff, and that's why I kind of want to literally start from scratch and really take UJ seriously, because my main pairs are GU and GJ, and obviously if I throw UJ in the mix, it just makes sense because it's a US pair, a Great British Pound pair, and a Japanese pair all together. So from what I have here, you can't really see it on the monthly, so if anything, let's look on the weekly. As far as like this trend line right here, there's a trend line opportunity, point A, point B, point C, point D, point E, and then price broke through that trend line, and it's been sitting on that trend line for a while now, and it's still kind of like on a down trend on the lower time frame, as you can see here, like mostly on the H4 you'll be able to see it, but as you can see, price is literally sitting on top of this trend line right here, and it passed through this monthly. And that's a big deal anytime price goes through a monthly, and you can be able to see it even clearer on the H4, right? And right now I'm in a sell. I caught it kind of late because I wasn't really looking at UJ, but I just want to make sure that this is going to continue in the downtrend, because I don't really know of many pairs that go out of like a cone, right, or a triangle, and then go back in it. So that's why it's like I'm kind of curious on like what this pair is looking to do. So that's why I'm literally going to erase everything and start from scratch. Okay, so if you're doing this with me, you can either like have your device on one computer, or watching this on one computer and then doing this on another computer, or watching this on a phone and doing it on another computer. But I would definitely suggest just really pay attention to what I'm doing, because I'm going to be very detailed when it comes to this. And at any point in time that you have questions or anything like that, write a comment right away. Do not wait, because you may forget, and you really want to just focus on what you're paying attention to. So step one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the monthly chart, right? And all this beautiful work that I did, right, I'm literally just going to right click, and I'm going to go to drawing tools and remove all drawing tools. Well, actually remove all indicators, not indicators, I don't mind the indicators. Let's just remove all the drawing tools, okay? So we're going to remove all of that, and then I'm just going to hide for now the SMA and EMA. All right, so that's that. So I'm just going to keep this on there like this, right? And the first thing that we're going to go over is we're going to go over a monthly and weekly key levels. So what is that? Right, so the monthly, and right now we have 50, close to 50 people on here. So thank you very much for logging in. My name is Philip Anglade, and I am I guess you call it CEO of FX Pro Now, and I'm really looking to be able to help out a lot of people when it comes to the Forex world, because I was in the point of my life where I was really looking for something new, because I was doing something, and if anything, I just got tired of it, and I was looking for something else. And a friend of mine mentioned that he made over $100,000 within a couple of days, and I'm like, how'd you do that? And he introduced me to a coach, a teacher, and from there, I paid a lot of money to learn from that teacher, and everything's been different ever since. And I've been training, and within the second day of after taking that course, I made $1,000, and the world's been different ever since then. So that's why I don't mind like giving this content out for free, because I realize this could be a way to help out a lot of families, so I don't mind doing that. All right, so first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to the line chart for our monthly and weekly key levels. Monthly and weekly key levels are going to be like a support and resistance line on the highest time frame that there is, which is the monthly and weekly charts. You're not really going to look at the monthly and weekly too often. They're like a one-look chart. But when you have these monthly and weekly key levels, anytime that price gets around there, you'll see price kind of slow up, or if price gets out of that zone, you'll see price kind of rush to the next zone, the next monthly or weekly key level. And the way that I personally trade is I like to swing, because I like to be in front of the charts, but at the same time I like to be doing other stuff. So I like to swing, and do intraday and stuff like that. But for me, like swing trading is just less risky for me. Maybe over time, when I get a couple years under my belt, I'll be able to validate what I'm saying right now. But what I do know is right now I like the swing trades. The other day I caught 600 pips on one trade, on one pair in one day. I love that, so I think it's cool to do that all the time. So what I have already on my already like saved on my computer is I have, if I was to go to horizontal line, if I click on this horizontal line thing right here, right, and where can you find that? You can be able to go into this section over here, and from the beginning it's going to have this trend line looking thing. Click on this right arrow right here, and it's going to drop down this this menu, and I'm going to go to horizontal line. And the first thing I'm going to do is, if anything, I'm just going to write this, and then I'm just going to okay. So when it comes to the monthly and weekly key levels, I'm looking for certain situations. So if anything, I'll just draw it on here. So the first type of situation that I'm looking for, or one type of a situation that I'm looking for, is for price to have some area where it's like touching, right? So it'll look like this, where they'll have a support and a resistance where they touch some area, right? Remember, it's always support and resistance, not just a support where you see like right here, there's a level of support, and right here is a level of support. No, level of resistance and level of resistance, support and resistance, okay? So that's what I'm looking for, right? Something like this, and then we'll draw our horizontal line in between there. That's the first one, touch, right? If anything, let me turn this over. All right, so the first one is touch, right? And what I'm going over right now, I promise you, is probably one of the most important things that you can be able to have on your chart. So the next type is what we call a gap, right? So the touch is like the I guess you could say the strongest one, okay? The strongest type. So there's a touch, then there's the gap, okay? This is a gap. I'm pretty sure you can find out or figure out why we call it a gap, okay? And then there's the overlap. All right, and we're looking for these situations all over. All right, all over on this monthly, okay? All right. So the touch, you see why it's called touch, gap, and then overlap, okay? Now, if anything, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for where there is a major touch between price and a major swing. So a major swing is like this. You see this major swing right here, right? This right here is not really a major swing, right? It's not really moving the market that much, right? This is like a medium swing, okay? Or a medium, whatever you want to call it, right? This a major one, right? Let me find the small. This is not that major, right? This is major. This support right here, but this resistance is not that major. So we're looking for a major push, major movements after it gets to some area in the market. Okay, so if anything, this could probably be one. Right here, and I'll show you why. So right here, this, I'm not even gonna front. This pair is a little messy, right? Other pairs, like there's some pairs that where price currently at. Yeah, that's one that I was looking at as well, right? This pair is not as clean as some other pairs. Some other pairs, like you could see clearly, clear as day, right? Where price is currently right now is actually not that bad, to tell you the truth, because you see a level of resistance right here, a level of resistance right here, sort of a level of resistance right here, and a level of support. It's okay, right? The reason why I said here is because price really pushed down hard and then stopped at that area, and it's not really supporting this too much. Let me put on the actual candles itself. As you can see, like when we actually put on the candles, you see the wicks hitting that level hard, right? And let's take this off. And then over here, price kind of pushed through it, right? And over here, price pushed up towards it, okay? So it's only 500 pips. We want a space of about 1,000. Yeah, I guess this is cool because we have a level of resistance. Not really resistance, but resistance, support. If anything, I'll push it a little further up. And then level of support over here as well. Okay. Man, you know what I probably should have done? I probably should have taken a picture of our last one. But whatever, we'll do this one. Okay. So this one is good. Thank you very much, Zach. All right. So now we have this, and I think this is not that bad over here. Okay, so boom. I'm just gonna take it and I'm just gonna put it right here. Okay, so we have level of resistance, not major, definitely a definite level of support. This is a very good level of support right here, level of support right here, support right here, resistance right here, and support right there. Okay, so this is not that bad. If anything, let's put on the candlestick so that we can be able to see. And what we see, level of support, definite support right here. So we have our touch situation. This is a definite touch situation right here, and then level of support. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we got to make sure that it follows between our boundaries for our foundation. This in between here, this is our foundation. Okay, this is our foundation. Right, and again, at any point in time that you guys have any questions, let me know. Right, put it in the comment box. Right, and I'll give an answer for you. All right, so this is our foundation. Okay, we have a range here. Now we want to make sure that our range is anywhere from, on a fast pair like UJ, anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 pips. Nothing. You could have a little less, like the 750, but nothing more than 1,500 because that's just too much. Okay. So I'm gonna find out how many pips this is actual. This actually is. You can either do it like this, which is okay, but I don't know. I'm just very perfect when it comes to things, right? So this right here is about 1,083 pips, right? So let's like get a little clearer. So, oh, that's as close as you can get. 1,000.829, right? So that's as close as you can get. Right. Not sure I understand 1,000 pip range. Okay, no problem. So the reason, so what's a range? Range is the distance between one area to another area. That's a range. Okay, so you see how we found, let's go back to this line area. Okay, I can't see it. So the range is between one level to another level. So we found this area right here. You see, we already went over exactly how we found out this line and how we found out this line. So what we're going to do is we're just finding the distance between the two lines. Distance between the two lines you can find out by pulling out this measuring tool, or all I did was take this number right here, that black, this line right here, 110.731 minus this line right here, and then the distance between the two literally will be able to, yeah, I'm on the monthly, will literally be able to give me the distance in between the two. Right now it's showing me 1,082.9 pips. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write down that distance. Okay, so for our monthlies range, is 1,000, 1,000, which equals 1,000, that many pips. Okay, so that's that. All right, so now that we have that, what we're going to do is we are going to, and if anything, I'm just going to erase this stuff if you don't mind. Forever to, all right, so okay, so now that we have that range, what we're going to do is we're going to take that range, we're going to take this number right here, the 110, if anything, let me delete this. All right, so you see that 110.731, right? You know, write it in the comment box. Like, let's have this like a conversation so I know people are following, okay? So we're going to take that number 110.731, and what I want you to do right now is take the 110.731 and add our monthly range, 10.829, and tell me what that number is. So again, 110.731 plus 10.829, right? And we're going to come up with this number right here, which is 121.56. Okay. Now, before we actually draw that in, right, I'm going to take that black line, right? I'm going to take this black line right here. I'm going to double click it, right? I already have a template already created, which is called monthly key levels. Okay. You see how it automatically pops up with this monthly right here? So you could be able to make your own line, and if anything, just make sure it's black, make sure it's thin, make sure show price, show text, black, and then a capital monthly, text alignment to the right and to the bottom of veranda. I hope that's how you pronounce it. And 12. Okay, so that it pops up on that right side right here. And then what you can be able to do is you can be able to go to template, go to save as, and then you can be able to call it, you know, whatever you want to call it. Right? Me, I have it called a monthly whatever. Right? So now I can be able to go into that line that has nothing, go to template, and then be able to click on my monthly, and then it pops up right away. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that line right there, the one that we just added, the 10.829. I'm going to click Control C for copy, Control V to paste it, and I'm going to take that number that we just came up with, 121.56, right? I'm going to go to coordinates, and I'm going to just change that number to the number that we just came up with. You're going to see how magical this is going to pop up. It's going to pop up. You see how it pops up literally exactly where this level of resistance is. Resistance, and let's put on this candles so you can be able to see how pretty. So you see that price hits it as far as the level support right here. It's kind of like consolidating in this area. Level support right here. Level of not support, resistance, 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 and resistance, and then, you know, shot down to the next monthly, and it kept on going from there. And I wouldn't be surprised that the weekly is going to pop up somewhere around that area when we actually do the weekly. Okay, so let's go back to the candlesticks. All right, so that it can be clean. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 121.56 and I'm going to again add 110.829. Right, so go ahead and do that with me. Okay, so 121.56, 10.829, right? So 132.389, right? 132.389. All right, so let's see how that one came out. Candles, and as we can see, price kind of pushed up a little bit above it, right? And started shooting down. It'd been beautiful. It was like right here. But I'm going to show you how we're actually going to extend the monthlies just a little bit. All right. So my daughter's crying. Hopefully she stops. She's supposed to be sleeping. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add again 10.829. So 143.28. All right, and it goes like right here. Okay, so this is what we call our zone number one. Zone number one, and this is zone number two. And this is what we call zone number three. So I will be right back. If anything, just all right. So I'm back. Sorry. Okay, so we just did our zone one, zone two, zone three. I just got to talk a little lower. All right. It's kind of crazy that literally price is right at monthly, which is just like how we had it on the last one as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm now going to take this number right here, the 99.902, right? And I'm going to now subtract our monthly range, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. So what's 99.902 minus 10.829? 89.073. 89.073. Okay. Right? And as you can see here, price went from that monthly key level to that monthly key level, pushed to that monthly key level. What do you call it? Consolidated around that one and then pushed down. And you're going to see how you know, when we put in the monthly, I mean the weeklies, you know, it's gonna be cool. All right, so copy paste, take that right there, subtract it by that, and you know we'll have another value. So 89.073 minus 10.829, right? 78.244. 78.244. And let me know in the comment section if you guys are following, okay? And as you can see here, price was kind of consolidating around this area right here. What's pretty interesting is I wouldn't be surprised. As you can see, you know, price kind of pushed up a little above this one, 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 a little below this one, a little below this one, which is pretty freaking interesting to me. So I wouldn't be surprised that, you know, if we just had just a little better, not a little better, but a little larger, you know, it would have been, you know, right on the money. But I'm going to show you now how we can be able to, no matter what, still have it on the money. So before we go into the weekly, I'm just going to complete the monthly. All right. So the way that we're going to complete the monthly is we're going to make like this little block looking thing. All right. So that we know, like a cushion, that we know, hey, listen, you know, we're about to hit a monthly, because the monthly is very, very key. It's based upon the monthly chart. It takes obviously a lot of data to be able to get to that. As you can see here, we're going all the way from, you know, price when 1994, when we were looking at price at 1994. So obviously, you know, that takes a lot of effort to get to that area. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to make that, you know, that guard looking thing. But before then, let me, you know, do a little promo. All right. So right now we're doing monthly, weekly key levels. We got, you know, 55 people on, and you know, making it happen. All right. No, that was what. Right now we got 55 people on doing monthly and weekly key levels. Good. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this number right here, this 110.731, right? 110.731. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a block in between, where it's going to be 50 pips above, 50 pips below. Okay, so 110.731, right? And I'm going to add 50 pips to it. All right. Let's see what I mean. So I'm going to go to this rectangle looking thing. You can be able to find it over here, right? Rectangle. What I did was I just had, you know, I just made like these favorites, and then all the ones that I use all the time pop up at the bottom, which is cool, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, right? And I'm going to make that little block looking thing. Actually, it's not that one. It's like a border, border, right? And I'm just going to push this all the way out into the future, all the way out into the future. All right, so the top of that border is going to be a 111.231, 111.231, right? So that's the top of it, right? And then I'm going to make a border for the bottom. So I can either just subtract 100 pips from it, right? And it'll give me the bottom, 50 at the top to get the bottom. Or I could start from the, you know, middle, like the actual line again, which is 110.731 minus 5, right? And then it gives me the bottom portion. So 110.231. 110.231. As you can see, you know, subtracting 100 pips gives you that. So now, if I was to go to a lower time frame, you're going to see how it's going to pop up. So let's go to the 1 hour. And as you can see, price is literally in that range right there, which is kind of like a weird range, because around this monthly, as you can see, when we actually go onto the higher time frames, you'll see that price reacts around in that area. And let's just say, you know, price pushed down and then pushed up, you would expect it to keep on going up. But consolidated around this area for months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months in that small range, right? So that's why these monthly and weekly key levels are so key, because price consolidated around a 300 pip range, not going anywhere for 214 days. That's why sometimes it's important that you have a second pair or a third pair from time to time, because sometimes the pair that you're currently working on is trash, right? So then it gets out of that range and then pushes for a good amount of pips. Like, check this out. Move from this monthly to this monthly over here, and that was a push of 4,000 pips, which is beautiful. And you can be able to just lot up in between, which is really, really cool. All right, so let's go back. Okay, so we did this one. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take that, I'm going to copy paste, and we're going to do it for this one right here. So 50 pips up would be 122.06, right? 122.060, and then the bottom of that would be 121.060, and then puts it over here. And then we'll just do the next one for this one, and then that's what we'll stop for now, right? As far as that, so it'll be 109, 100.402. And remember, all I'm doing is I'm adding 50 to the top of this line right here, and then 50 to the bottom. Right? I'm just doing it like that. All right, so now we have that. We have this range because, for price to move from here to here, that's 2,000 pips, and it'll take a long time for a pair like UJ to be able to move that way. So if I need to make more of those zones, then I'll do it another time. Okay. So you guys following? All right. So now what I'm going to do, now that we have the monthly key levels done, right? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the weekly. Right? I'm not going to change pairs or anything like that. I'm literally going to just take that range that we came up with right here, right? Weekly range. And I'm going to literally just take that monthly's range, and I'm just going to divide it by 2. That's simple. You don't got to think about too much or anything like that. All right, so take that number, the monthly range, divided by 2. Right, and now we have that. So 54145, 5.4145, okay, which equals 541.45 pips. Okay, that's that range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from our foundation again, and mind you, this is over here. This is again zone 1 over here. This is again zone 2 over here, and we didn't do a zone 3. Price didn't go all the way down there. We can, but that's why I'll just keep this here, so I don't have to subtract anything later on. All right, so that's that. So I'm just going to, if anything, just delete that, so that when we actually do our weekly, it's fluid in the middle. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the bottom. It could be the bottom or the top. It doesn't matter. So the bottom of that foundation, right, which is the 99.902, and I'm going to add to that our weekly range, which was 5.4145. Okay. So 105.3165. All right, so I'm going to take that monthly, and I'm just going to select it, go to template, and I have a weekly template, and it looks like this: line, black, thin, show price, show text, black, left, bottom, weekly, and then it pops up over there now. Okay. And we're going to take our coordinates and we're just going to put the coordinates that we came up with. 105.3165. 3165. And if we were to go to the line chart, you'll see that price was reacting around that area over and over, and it definitely hit that area and over again. So let's go to the candles, right? Price reacted, reacted. Price went through it. Mostly went to the monthlies. Definitely hit that area very nicely and sat on that area. So just for now, right? If I was to say anything, let's just say this continued on a downtrend, my automatic where I would believe price would be going to would be this area right here. This would be the automatic, like this is where I believe price is going. That's just how I move, where I go from I'm such a beginner. It's okay. But that's why I said if you're a beginner and it's first time on here and you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Believe me, the fact that you're actually watching this right now, it's good, because the thing is it's in your subconscious. So you're going to see, over time how price will move, and you'll be like, oh, that kind of looks like what he was doing. And at some point in time you'll get to the point where you can be able to have this. So we have session 1 and session 2. Session 1 and session 2 are for the basics. Session 1 is clear basics. Session 2 is like intermediate. Session 3 is advanced, right? So tomorrow, Thursdays, 9 p.m. every single Thursday, Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. You can be able to log on to session number 1, where I go over the basics, right? And from there, you can be able to keep on going over time. So believe me, it's a good thing that you're on here right now, because I promise you over time you'll get it. So we're going to take that weekly right there, and since our weekly is going to pop up like right here, the distance between here and here is the same distance between the monthly's range. So as opposed to keep on using the weekly range, I'm just going to take that weekly that we came up with, right? I'm going to copy and paste that. I'm going to place it somewhere around the middle there between, I know it's kind of hard to see because it's like a dotted line over it because the price is literally on it right now, but the monthly is here and the other monthly is here, okay, for zone number 1, right? And I'm going to take that weekly number that we just came up with. I'm just going to double click it, right? This is the weekly that we just came up with right now, and I'm going to add this number to the monthly's range. If you have any questions on that, leave a comment right now, right? So that number right there, add to the monthly's range. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to add that number, right? This right here just rounded this, okay? Okay, so plus 10.829, okay? And it's going to come up with this value right here, right? So 116.1455. So I'm going to take that new weekly that we just came up with. So what was it? 116.1455. And you'll see price got into that area. Like I said, price is most likely going to, be around here. And what's pretty interesting is, I don't know if you remember, if anything, if you're watching this in a recording, just out of fun, you're going to realize the first monthly key level that I was going to come up with, remember, was right here. To the T was right here, right? This is the first monthly key level that I was going to do. So that just shows you something, that this, I promise you, works, right? And if you want to become a swing trader, if you want to go from key level to key level and gain hundreds of pips as opposed to being on the charts all day long, I want to be on vacation. And I'm dead ass serious. I want to be on vacation all the time, right? Where my life is vacation, where it's not like I'm on vacation, I'm just living in a different spot. So with trading like this, you can do that, where you can be able to just, put in a trade, so you take profit, and, you look back at it in a week, and I'm probably, probably that's not That's not the best, but what I do know is it's been working for me, you know. So long term, I'm just gonna perfect this style of trading, right? So now, so we just came up with this weekly right here, and if I was to go to these candles right here, we'll see price push down to that weekly, price push down to that weekly, pushed up to that monthly, push down, price wick, 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 wick over there to this weekly. So if I was to go back into this area, let's go to a weekly real quick for the weekly time frame. Price right now is at that monthly, right? The next weekly is here, and the next weekly is here. Okay, so no matter what, this is what's going to happen. I promise you, and it's obvious, price has to go somewhere. Price is either going to go to this weekly right now or that weekly, obviously, right? So based upon the direction of the market, you can be able to know, okay, price is going here, it's going here. And as I can see here, if I was to put a trend line right now, even though we're not done with the weeklies, if I was to put a trend line, what do you see? Price push down, right? It's literally the same thing, price push down, right? And it's sitting on top of that. So price could probably push down, right? Probably my trend line needs to be updated, right? Maybe the trend line now is here. Let's just say point A, point B, maybe, right? Maybe like this. Maybe like that, right? Or maybe it's like this, right? And that's the point that I'm at right now. So that's why, like, I really wanted to do UJ, because I think right now is like a key moment as far as price. So I hope price is pushing down, because if price pushes down, then essentially it follows everything. Because like if you were to look here, like price didn't pass this area. Price couldn't pass that area right there, right? And if I was going to put back into this weekly area right here, price tried to push through that area right here, and it couldn't, right? And if anything, right on the daily, you can be able to see it a little clearer. Price couldn't pass this area right here. All right, let's look at the daily. You see, price couldn't pass that area, so like I'm almost like confident that this is going down, And when it comes to this trend line right here, price was pushing up hard. Price got to that same area, right? Trend line, level of resistance, and from there pushed down to that monthly, right? Confluence also with this trend line, right? As you can see, like, do you guys see what I'm talking about when I'm talking about, like, a monthly right here, trend line right here, price pushed up hard, but it rejected the continuation of that trend, and from there broke through the trend line. So that's why, like, right now is like such a key moment for me when it comes to UJ, because this is a potential 500 pip move to the downside, and then from there it's not just that. The reason why I say it's not just that, because that 500 pip move to the downside, it's not going to stop there. Because if we can see here, and this is not really the best way to draw a trend line, but if we were to see here, let me not do that. So what we see here is the fact that we have a low, right? Matched up with that low right here, we have a low, right? Price pushed up, and if I was to pull out my fibs, right? You can pull out the fibs on these higher time frames, right? If I was to pull out my fibs, and we're gonna go back to the weekly. I'm just doing this for now. Right, if I was to pull up my fibs, what we see, what's pretty interesting, is 61.8 golden ratio, and I actually watched this really cool video on this YouTube rumor, I don't know, some numbers thing, but it was really cool to talk about the golden number. as far as 61.8 where it came from and stuff like that. It's really cool. Anyway, so price pushed down, and as you can see, this weekly key level matches up with 61.8. Pretty interesting, to the T. And this is why I say, like, you can be able to literally go from thing to thing. That'd be interesting, Zach, as far as DXY. So price pushed up to here, and you know, like it's a continuation of the downtrend. You know, price stayed at this level right here, as far as the level of resistance. Pushed down, pushed up, right? And I could just pull out my fibs, and most likely this is like 88.6, something like that. So the retrace is probably gonna be really, really slow, right? Let's add 88.6 on there. So 88.6 and 88.6. Okay. So yeah, price pushed up to that 88.6 level, right? And then from there pushed down as far as that. So I think it's a continuation of the downtrend. You know, I really, really, really think it's a continuation of the downtrend. So that's where I'm at right now. So let's go back to drawing our key levels. So we did this weekly right here, right? So I'm going to copy, paste, move it, you know, somewhere in the middle right here, and then you're going to see I'm going to take that number right there that we came up with, this weekly's number, the coordinates 116.146, right? And we're going to add the weekly range again, plus 5.4145. Okay, 121.56. That looks familiar. Oh, I must have done something wrong. I just added that. So 116.146 plus the monthly action. So 126.975. 126.975. And as you can see here, price pushed and you're going to see this weekly is going to pop up right here. So price pushed up all the way to this weekly, right? Pushed down to that weekly, pushed up to that monthly, and you're going to see prices going to just bounce. And it's really cool, right? But the fact that this one hit it so like on the head is pretty cool. And then also right here as well. Not that close, but you know, it's close enough. All right, so I'm going to take that weekly. And I think the key thing is making sure that your charts are clean at all points in time, right? Just make sure your charts are clean. All right, guys? You don't need to do trend lines back here. It's not going to do anything for you. You can do level of supports. That's fine. Or resistance, but you don't need to do trend lines back there. All right, the perfect number, 5. All right. So now, oh, what did I just do? That's what I did. Okay, so we're gonna take that weekly number that we came up with, which is 126.975. Yeah, thank you. 126.975 plus our monthly range, 137.80. Okay. All right, I'm pretty sure on a lower time frame, price kind of consolidated around that area. All right, so that's the top portion. Let's do the bottom portion. So we're going to take that weekly, our foundations weekly, copy paste, put it like here, drag it in this middle right here, and there's not really a lot of price action over here. You do see it over here. All right, so I'm going to take that weekly's number, right? That I'm going to just double click it to see. So 105.317 minus 10.829. 99.488. 99.488. Okay, what the heck? 90. What the heck, bro? 94. Copy paste. Get that weekly. Try it over here. 94.488. As you can see here, price pushed down to that area, and then from there pushed up. Okay, so now we'll take this, do the last weekly's thing. Price is going to push like right here. All right, so subtract 10.829, 83.659. 83. 83 point. Nah, bro. What am I doing? I must have touched something. This goes here. So 94.488. 94.488. Right? Yeah. Minus 10.829. And again, guys, like what's cool is you just got to do this one time every 6 months. You know, like you're not going to do this too often. Just to get precision in the trading as time progresses. So 83.659. 659. Thank you. All right, so let me redo that monthly. So the monthly is 89.073 minus 10.829. 78.244. 78.244. Okay. So now done. All right, so I'm going to just erase these zones and stuff like that. That doesn't matter to me. Come on, bro. Boom. Boom. And now we're going to like going back to our trend lines and stuff like that. So I'll just keep this up here for my records. All right. So as you can see here, price consolidated around this monthly price, you know, wick, and you can just see it. All right. So on the monthly, what do I see? All right. So on the monthly, I guess I don't know if I can truly put a trend line from here to here too much. Let's see if it even like makes sense. If anything, I'll just do it, and I'm just gonna make it like a thick trend line because it's based upon the monthly, right? Yeah, blue zones on the weekly levels. No, I don't do the zones on the weekly. You can if you'd like, but it'll just get too sloppy, right? So the monthly is where it's really key. Okay, so this right here, this monthly, I'm going to make it a little thicker, right? Because if there's a trend line on a you know, a high time frame like a monthly, I'll just do a thick line for those. But when it comes to a lower time frame, I promise you do not want to do thick thick lines like that on a higher time frame because it'll just look ugly over time. Okay, so that's the trend line that we have. Trend line opportunities that I see on the monthly, just this level of resistance and this trend line opportunity right here. So well, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to see, okay, what is the trend of the market? And I want you to see this as well. I think it's pretty interesting. So I'm going to draw this trend line right here, and you're going to see prices literally like sit on this, right? So check this out. So let's just say we were back in December 2015, right, in this area right here, and we saw, okay, prices dropping, right? And then you see it keep on dropping. Automatically, with this trend line right here, remember, all of this never happened. Automatically, what I'm seeing, you see this trend line opportunity right here? Where do you think I believe price is going? I believe price is going straight to that trend line. Broke through that trend line, retest that trend line, and then from there, If anything, this could actually show, price may push up with me saying that, but that's just too much to say for now. Okay, so, but do you see that, point A, point B into the future, right? This never happened yet, but it hit some level of support. Some level of resistance right here. Price started to push down. Where do I believe price is going? Shoot down. And, what type of analysis is that? That's an analysis, 2,500 pips, which is freaking crazy, right? So price pushes down to this area, and that's from there. All right, anyways. So I'm just going to take that out because that's irrelevant now. Okay. So now this is what we have. I see a downtrend all the way. Price never broke that level of resistance. It's still a downtrend. Okay. Until the market shows me otherwise. Okay. As far as the overall from the entire perspective of the market. So let's go to this weekly right now. Now on the weekly, it's telling me something different. Right. On the weekly, I see a push up and then a continuation, and then from there, it's still kind of a push up. So let me actually see. So point A, point B. All right. So point A, point B. This right here is the next higher low. So I'm just going to put it from here now. So point A, point B. All right, point A, point B. This is the next higher low. So essentially, I'm guessing this is an uptrend. So for this right here, price literally just retested that area. So it just held that area, and then from there, price started to push up. Okay. So let's do point A, point B. Price went to 61.8, and then from there, continue. So all right. So on the monthly is a downtrend. On the weekly, I think you could be able to consider it as an uptrend because it did follow higher highs and higher lows. And I don't know if this is considered as broken structure. It definitely did break it, definitely did. But the only way to truly know if it did break structure is if it does make a lower low. If it doesn't, obviously, it's a downtrend on the weekly. But that's why I'm saying, as far as right now, I think it's a major time, because if price breaks through that level of support, it's an uptrend. If price continues to go in a downtrend, then I'll just call it overall downtrend, where price broke structure right here. Okay, so the downtrend area. So let's go to day chart now. And what we see here, if anything, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a supply and demand zone right here. So we're going to do it. The way this one works is from the breakout candles. From the previous wick to the breakout candles body. And as you can see here, it literally correlates with our weekly, right? So price is going to have a tough time to go through this area, but I'm almost sure this is where it's going. So if price breaks through this, it should break through that right there. So as far as that supply and demand zone is drawn. Now the next supply and demand zone that I'm going to draw is going to be this one right here. Okay. We gotta go to a smaller time frame so that we can be able to actually see it very well, right? So from the breakout candles, from the previous body's wick, from the previous candle's wick to the breakout candle's body, and we're going to just draw that into the future. All right, so that's one, and I'm just going to do another one right here. Wick to the body, into the future, and then I'm just going to do it on this one here. If anything, I'll go to a lower time frame. Let's go to 2 hour. That's not good. Let's go to the 1 hour. And we'll do this one. So, right, previous candles, wick to the breakout candles body, and into the future. And I'm just going to do another one here. And the reason why I'm drawing these is to know, okay, once price breaks through this, you're going to see a rush in that direction. So let's say price breaks through this area right here. You're going to breaks through this area right here. You'll see a rush up, push down, retest. That's when you get in, and then it'll continue. Same thing here. Let's go to 30-minute. The reason why I'm going to a lower time frame is because the candle on the time frame that I was looking at wasn't too good for me. So it was like too small. So previous candle's wick to the breakout candle's body, and into the future. Okay, so these supply and demand zone are really, really cool. That's where I get some of my entries as well. So I'm looking for price to, push through this or push through this. Whichever way that's going, then that's the way I'm going. So as far as a higher time frame, I can't tell anybody, price is going to a specific area, if price is going to a specific area. I can't. Because right now it's not really telling me distinctly, hey, listen, this is where I'm going. But if price does continue to go up, my first take profit, like let's say price breaks through this area, my first take profit will be before that, right? And if price breaks through these trend lines right here, right, and breaks through all this, then obviously it's an uptrend. But it has a lot of work to do to break through all of that stuff. Right, to go to here, it takes less stuff. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised price will push to that trend line right here, and if price breaks through that area right here, my next take profit would be right here, right, and then from there, let's go to a higher time frame, and then from there, I just see it continuing, and as you can see here, there's a level of strong support right there. So this would be the next one, and I just see it continuing in downtrend, where the Japanese dollar, I'm guessing, is getting stronger. So that's what I see right now. So let's say a specific trade for right now. Like I said, right now it's in a weird spot, right? In a really weird spot. But what I do say is, just follow the trend, and the trend, what it's saying right now, it is a downtrend on the smaller time frames. The hour time frame is not really a smaller time frame, but it is a downtrend when it comes to these time frames right here. And price did break structure in the 4 hour, retested up here, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to continue on a downtrend right here. It had a strong push up, for a while. Let's see what that retest was. Oh yeah, it was 88.6. So if anything, it may go slow. Continuation to the downtrend. That's what I see for now. So if you have any questions, leave a comment. If you if at any point in time, you like something, click on the like button. Remember, we have fxpronow.com, right? That you can be able to get more information. When you subscribe, click on the alerts button. Also, every first of the month, we're actually giving out a prize, right? To any to a random subscriber. I'm going to use like a system or something like that and give away a prize to a random subscriber. And I know you're going to like the prize, whatever it's going to be. And also leave a comment of your favorite pair so I can be able to do the same exact thing with your favorite pair. Because I want to be able to give what you guys want. And if and also write in the comments as far as a pair that you want me to do, and share this with somebody that likes UJ. If anything, will probably help them out. And this will definitely be on the YouTube. And if anything, watch another one of these videos. This is what we call session number 3, right? And if you watch another one of these videos, you'll be able to see over time, okay, he's doing the same thing, he's doing the same thing here, stuff like that. But I'm almost pretty sure this is downtrend. I'm almost pretty sure because I'm just like stuck in this right now. I'm almost sure. Not only that it's a downtrend, because it's obviously a downtrend, but that's going to continue in this area. All right, so really appreciate your time, guys. And if anything, write in the chats, what you thought of this, and we'll go on from there. So speak to you guys soon, and let's get it. Let's become FX Pro now.